What's up, fight fans? It's your boy Mickey coming back with another episode of Ski Mask Way Boxing. Um, Shakur Stevenson, Forrest Gump, him and Zepeda had their face-off yesterday, and looked pretty good. Zepeda looked like he was real serious. Looked like he wasn't. He smiled at the end. I saw Shakur being him, his usual self and everything. And I'm so excited about this fight. For one, it's going to continue to show what I've been saying about Forrest Gump for so long. Because in my eyes, I believe that because of the style that William Zepeda has, he's going to be relentless in his attack. I mean, he's going to non-stop, because you saw how he fought Tevin Farmer, and I believe Farmer got more power than Shakur. But like I said, the second fight that Tevin and Zepeda had fought, I believe Tevin had injured himself midway in the fight, maybe after the third or fourth round. I think he injured his left hand, his power hand, because Tevin is southpaw. Well, he fights both ways, but he usually takes the southpaw stance or whatever. But he can switch up to orthodox and everything like that. But like I said, I believe that he injured his hand in the second fight that him and Zepeda had. The first fight, I believe he won the fight, maybe by a round, because it was so close. The fight was really good. The relentless pressure of Zepeda, it surprised me, because I really never saw Zepeda fight like that. And he was throwing like 100 punches per round, which is incredible. And I liken that. His activity is so high. When he fights Shakur, I believe it's going to be the same way. And I believe that he's going to be in better shape, because he, as far as, when your mouth is so good like Shakur's is, because I believe that Shakur probably a great sparrer, but under the lights, he's throwing the egg up. But I believe that because Shakur been talking so much about him doing what he gonna do to Zepeda and all of the other ones, and everybody afraid to fight him, and I'm the Incredible Hulk of the division, don't nobody want to see me and everything, and he's still ducking his so-called best friend or his brother Keyshawn, and real fighters understand what I'm saying, that we don't have no friends in the sport of boxing, because there's going to come a time, if you are my friend, let's make money together. You understand what I'm saying? But none of these guys, they sitting up there, this is a new generation, like I said in my last video, that they don't have any idea of what the true sense of what boxing is. You know what I'm saying? They're just trying to be famous for the internet. And that's what I believe that Shakur's in this fight that him and Zepeda is gonna be in July. I think it's July, right? July 12th or something like that. July something. But I don't have any. Like, when I make my videos, y'all, just for those who don't know, I come straight off the top. I have read some stuff, or I watch something or whatever, and then I just come to my little desk, and I just sit back and talk to the people, about what's in my head. I don't have any notes or anything like that to, revert back to, which I should. But I like to make it organic, to where my spirit is speaking to the people, about what I really truly believe. That's why, the truth shall come out of my mouth when I'm talking about something as far as boxing and everything, because I go back into, my experiences. So, but getting back to Shakur, I just believe that this fight is going to prove the things that I've been saying over these last couple of years about him. Those of my people that subscribe to my channel know how I feel about him and everything. That because I know people like him, and I know his type of personality, and the people that I dealt with before is just talkers. There are a lot of talkers and everything. They might can fight. I'm not saying, because I'm not saying that Shakur a bum or anything like that. It's just that he's not on the level of his words. Just what I'm saying. He's not He hasn't fought anybody to the level of where you would say, man, this dude is a monster. You know, he a killer. He this and that. You know, that's all I'm saying. And I know that you know, when it comes down to it, you know, he'll fold under pressure. He'll fold under pressure. And this right here is going to be a pressure fighter in William Zepeda, who's going to bring the pressure. He's going to bring the fight to Shakur. And I'm saying, I told folks in my last video that he's not like a Stanionis that come with the high guard. No, Zepeda comes with his jab, and he's throwing it constantly. He's pressuring you. He's smothering you. He's attacking you. He's not letting you breathe. He's one of those type of fighters. He's a Mexican, and he's really, really tough. And like I said, those who fight him, you must be able to crack. You got to crack. You got to hurt this guy in order to get him up off you. And I believe this is going to be a fight where Shakur is going to be complaining to the ref the whole fight, and he going to be running. He ain't going to be, because he ain't going to be able to, I just don't, in my eyes, Shakur can't crack. He ain't cracking nothing. So I don't think he's going to be able to hurt him, and I think Zepeda going to be smothered. It's going to be a really ugly fight. It's going to be really boring. Shakur might even turn his back and run sometime from Zepeda because he's going to be coming. He's going to be coming. And like I said, if Shakur can't hurt him, which I don't believe he can, but, you know, like I always say, he with the snack. He with the Victor Conte program. So, you know, I don't know what they giving him and everything because, you know, them snack got that juice in it. Got that good juice. I'm talking about that apple juice, that pineapple juice, that cranberry juice. You know, the juice that snack be using in their supplements and things of that nature. Not implementing them, saying that he, you know, because he was implemented in that drug case back in the day with Marion Jones and Barry Bonds and Shane Mosley and all of the Ronnie Coleman and Flex Wheeler and Milo Savara, them bodybuilders and all of them track and field athletes, you know, they were using enhancement, performance called PEDs, performance enhancement drugs. So I'm not saying that he's doing that same light, but everybody know that a lot of people that went over the snack, they increased in their power, they increased in a lot of things, and at one point, Shakur was one of them. Terrence Crawford, Devin Haney, Andrade. You know, there's a couple of other boxers. Mikey Garcia was over there. What's the boy? Mario Barrios was over there. You know, I got receipts for all of the things that I say, and I remember all of that stuff. So I don't know whether the snack would be a factor in this fight coming up, because I really believe that these fighters are cheaters nowadays. Like I put on my last post that as far as I was disappointed in the Fatal Fury card and everything, it's become WWE, you know, with these fighters, and they want to get the edge, and they don't understand that, you know, it's bad enough that you going in there committing assault and battery on a person. You know, maybe the long-term effects leaving you brain damage and CTEs and all types of trauma, head trauma. You know, it's worse that you want to go out here and then use an enhancement drug to even do further damage. You know what I mean? I believe that those that get caught doing that should be banned from the sport indefinitely. You know what I'm saying? So, but getting back on to what I believe Zepeda is going to bring, because everybody knows, you know, from his style of fighting, he's relentless. He's relentless in his approach to boxing. And, you know, he brings that Mexican toughness, because most Mexican fighters are tough as nails, you know what I'm saying? And they got chins and everything. And it was a surprise when Tevin, who wasn't known for knocking people out, knocked Zepeda down during his first fight with him. And I thought he was going to do better the second fight. But like I said, you know, he came up short on that one because of a infighting injury that you could definitely see in there, and see that he was, you know, hurt by something, you know, in his body or whatever. And I don't know if it was caused by Zepeda's relentless, because he was tagging Farmer on his in his body, his head, man, everything. So I think he's gonna bring that same approach to Shakur, and he's gonna make it a dirty fight. It's gonna be almost like how they say Shakur is this master defense. Remember the first time that Maidana fought Floyd? You know what I mean? I think Maidana won maybe like 2 or 3 or 4 rounds. And you saw the difference in how Floyd couldn't really move because Maidana's attack was so thorough into where he smothered everything that Floyd wanted to do, and he made it rough, and he was dirty with it too. And then the second fight, you know, in that same first fight, yeah. That's why I lost all respect for Robert Garcia, because he told Maidana to fight dirty. He told him to fight dirty against Floyd, and I heard it on the video, so can't nobody tell me nothing. But, you know, I forgave Robert Garcia for that and everything, but I hope he apologized to Floyd for saying that, because that's not what trainers do, and that's not what boxing is about. But he did tell Maidana to fight dirty against Floyd, and so I was to liken this fight sort of like that, but Shakur ain't nowhere near Floyd's level. And he ain't nowhere near Floyd's defense either. People can say it because this is a delusional generation that don't even know what they looking at. And not only that, they never really watch. I'm not talking about I'm talking about the 25 and unders. They don't even know what they never watched Floyd in person and saw the things that he done, even in the videos or whatever. You know, they've always compared like these LeBron James, Michael Jordan comparisons and all of that other stuff. You know, they've never seen the true greatness of Floyd Mayweather when he was at the lower weight classes and those things or whatever, you know. But they saw him when he was fighting bigger people, and he had to use his quickness. He had to use his skill. He had to use his defense and head movement and a lot of things that, you know, wouldn't allow him to engage in a lot of these bigger men, because his punches, even though they carried more in the lower weight classes, when he got up to the higher weight classes, a lot of people could absorb his punches and it wasn't really effective, but it kept him up off him because they were stinging, because he was sharp. He was an accurate puncher. And if you know where to hit somebody, it'll hurt them more than the size that they are. You understand what I'm saying? Because you got pressure points in your body that if you don't know nothing about that being a fighter, you ain't going to be effective at your punches. So you got to know a lot of things about the anatomy of a person in order to really damage them and be effective and be, you know, how the accuracy of punches and things of that nature. That's why Floyd prospered when he went to the higher weight classes, because he knew as far as the accuracy and where to place the punches and everything to keep the bigger man up off him. But when he was at the lower weight classes, it was just like he was a mini Mike Tyson. He was just walking through them, destroying them, because his punch power carried at the lower weight classes. You understand what I'm saying? So that's what I mean by like Shakur. He doesn't have the punch power, period. You understand? I think he said on the Breakfast Club that he got 11 knockouts or whatever, and he was talking about Lamont and him are 2 different fighters. You know, they totally different fighters. You know, that fight with him and Tank, it wouldn't have went the same way if that was Shakur and Tank. You would have saw way more running like he did against De Los Santos than he would with Tank. It wouldn't have been no standing there in the fire like Lamont was, you know, slipping punches and slipping jabs, slipping things, and then firing back. You know, Shakur ain't gonna do that unless you ain't got no power. He'll stand in there with you and trade with you if you ain't got no power. So I don't really know how powerful Zepeda gonna bring, you know, as his punch power is what I mean to the fight, because he didn't really. I don't never think that he just was an overwhelming puncher. But I can say that Tevin is really tough. Tevin is a tough fighter, so I don't know if Shakur is going to be able to, you know, sustain that type of. He probably will, because he's going to be running. He's going to be moving. And listen to me. I'm telling you, he's going to be complaining to the ref so much that people in the stands are going to be booing. They're going to be booing because he's going to be complaining to the refs, talking about he fighting dirty and this and that, when he really is just getting roughed up. He ain't gonna like it. He ain't gonna like it because Zepeda gonna make the fight look ugly. He gonna make Shakur not look like Shakur. I'm telling you. And so, I give more of my assessment on when I see the camp start and everything like that. Like I said, but because it was just a face off, and just by the way I was looking in Zepeda's eyes and pause, just to see how he, would react, because a lot tell you in the eyes of a person, you know what I mean? But he just looked like he was focused, man. He was focused and everything. And I'm so excited for this fight because everything that I'm telling y'all is gonna come to pass. Shakur's gonna complain. He gonna be crying about stuff. He ain't gonna, because I don't think that he gonna be able to hurt Zepeda, and I think it's gonna be an ugly fight. I think it's gonna be like a Maidana Floyd Mayweather won the first fight Floyd and Maidana fought, but I think that Zepeda gonna have more success on Shakur than Maidana had on Floyd. You understand? Because I believe Floyd experience really sealed the deal on that, and I don't believe that Shakur going to be able to. I'm not gonna say he ain't gonna know how to deal with it, but he's never fought nobody like Zepeda that going to continue to pressure him and make it look ugly and he's going to have to really think in this fight. And we're going to see what Shakur is made of in this fight. But I don't think this is the guy that he could possibly beat Shakur. He might beat him more points because I don't think Shakur going to knock him out. And I'm not sure if Shakur, I don't know. It depends on how, where Zepeda places his punches, a lot of his punches. But if I was him, I would go to Shakur's body like a mug. Man, I'll break his body up. I'll just be throwing nothing but kidney, stabbing, stomach jabs. I'll be all on his body. I wouldn't even try to punch him in his face yet. I do 5 rounds, nothing but the body. Starting from round 1, I go to Shakur's body the whole 5 rounds. I wouldn't hit him in his face, not one. I might jab him, but I'm when I get in close, I'm going straight to his body for 5 rounds straight. I'd rather make him quit on the stool. 5 rounds straight if I was Zepeda, and just punish his body and go to his head. But like I said, the only reason because he was tough. I didn't comment on a lot of things that he said on the Breakfast Club because I don't get into other, I'm not a catty type dude to where if you talk about you think you this and that or against another guy, that's between you and Berlanga and all of them. And I just didn't like the way he lied about Gervonta and all of this because like I said, he saw Gervonta fight against Roach and he felt like he's a better fighter than Roach, but he don't understand what he looking at. Because he's got blinders on and everything. But I didn't never make a video about that Breakfast Club comments that he made or whatever. That's between him and the other dude. I ain't got nothing to do with that. I just don't like the way he talk like he the toughest of the bunch, and I know he not. But he said some things on that Breakfast Club that was really arrogant, and it just. It put a stamp of approval on what I've been telling y'all about this dude. He put a stamp of approval on what I've been telling y'all. There ain't never been a pay-per-view star in his life. He was fighting on free TV. And now he talking about he supposed to be headlining something, man. That's why I say y'all will realize that y'all should subscribe to my channel. Hit the like button, hit the bell icon, because when I make videos, I make them that mean something, because he just talking, man. Shakur just talking, and y'all see, because I believe, and I'm gonna close, I believe that it's going to be a no-name fighter, and I'm not saying Zepeda is a no-name fighter, because a lot of people don't know who William Zepeda is, so he might be the one, but I believe it's going to be a no-name fighter that knocks Shakur out cold. Sleep him, because he gonna become a meme. Trust me, in the future, because he reaped too much. He sold too much stuff that his reaping. Oh my goodness, it's gonna be woo. Y'all gonna be like, dang, that boy Miki was right. Yeah, watch, y'all will see. But that's all I got. Like I said, the face-off looked good and everything so far, and I'll bring back a another episode of Ski Mask Way Boxing after I see the camps and see what's going on and see how Zepeda looking and see how everything is going with Shakur and everything. But I'm rooting for a great fight. A boring fight on Shakur's side of complaining and begging the ref to take a point away for this and that, and he gonna be complaining a lot. I'm telling y'all, watch what I tell you, and hopefully we'll get what we I ain't gonna say what we paid for, but I just hope we get a good fight, put it that way. All right, fight fans, that's all I got. This your boy MikiBlik, Ski Mask Way Boxing. Like we always say here at Ski Mask Way Boxing, it's the gladiators for gladiators only. And we always tell y'all in parting, never, never, never forget that Jesus loves you. Amen. Amen. Y'all take care and be safe out here and have a great weekend, fight fans.